Hello, welcome back. I have to get my chat set up again. It's a little annoying that this program I use for it doesn't have like a built-in YouTube thing, but it's fine. I'm just gonna pop the chat every time, copy the link for it, you know. There we go. Okay. Should be good to go. All right, we were working on preventing the Omni tool from being moved into a container if it's locked. So just keep working on that, I guess. All right, so the item, the Omni tool, this slot that we're clicking on, I think we actually need Git cursor, right? So this is if they click on an inventory slot above and essentially if they're placing the Omni tool into the inventory on the top. Let's say event.get clicked inventory. Okay, let's just event get player get who clicked. Okay. Gotta figure out how we check the top inventory is not just the player's inventory. Nice, nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's just print out the slot. Actually, okay, let's put the player back. There we go. Player, send message, slot. There you go. Now we'll check what slot we click on here. And we'll get rid of this just for now. Okay. We'll get back in. There we go. Okay. So first off, slot 9, so 17, 27, 35. This is slot 36. Right. This is slot 44. So slot 0 is like, is right here. This is slot 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 45. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9. Okay, 9, 18, 27. Then obviously 36. And then this is 44, 45. So it goes like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, 27, 36, 44, 45. However, we need to check up here. So when we're in a different inventory, the raw slots start 0 on the top inventory instead of like right here. So we need to, I believe, there we go. So we need to check the size of this top inventory, and then check if the slot clicked is within the size of this inventory. So that's what we'll do. Get open inventory. Actually, we could just say event.get inventory. No, okay. Player get open inventory dot get top inventory. First off, if event get who clicked instance of player return. There we go. And we will put this just underneath here. So now we have final inventory, top inventory, right? Final size, top inventory, get size. Okay. Now we're checking the raw slot here. So if slot greater than 0 and slot less than 40 size. Actually, just check there. Actually, if it is less than 0 or greater than size, return. Okay. And now final item stack cursor event.get cursor. Right, because this is what's in your hand, your cursor. So if cursor is the only tool, then cancel it. So let's go ahead and try this out. See what happens. It should also prevent them from putting it in their survival inventory as well. You know what? I didn't switch the scene back. There we go. So everything I just did, put the locked back, the lock check back. I instead of casting it to player, I just said if it not If who clicked is not an instance of player, then return. Then we got their top inventory that's open. We got the size of that top inventory. Then we got the raw slot that we clicked on, and we're checking if the slot that they clicked on is less than 0 or it's greater than the size, then return. Because what we want to check for is we only want to run this code down here if this slot is within from 0 to the size of this top inventory here. And if it is, then we check if the cursor item is an Omni tool, and then we cancel it if it is. And yeah, that's everything I just did. So that's fine. Now we need to stop the server again and put it back in. Okay, start it up again. Okay. Trying to switch the scene back. Okay. So now if I was to go here, there we go. It does not let me put it in here. Alright, I can put it, okay, I need to remove size -1 because I can't put it in this slot either. But I can put it in any other slot down here. Right, but it won't let me put it in here, in this chest. Obviously I could shift click still, so we're gonna have to check for that, make a separate check for that. Let's do me 2 chests here, so we can put, we need to test it for this as well. Yep, can't put it in any slot in there. Check our inventory. We can put it in here, but we can't put it in there. So yeah, it should be fine to switch to your offhand because it's part of your inventory. But we need to make it so we can't put it in here by pressing our swap hand item and by clicking a number on our tool bar or our heart bar and shift clicking it in. So we need to account for all of those as well. So let's go ahead and start working on that. So this is just to check. All of this is just to check if you're clicking on a slot in the top inventory. And I think we're going to do the same for a drag item. Void on drag, right? Inventory drag event. So event.get who clicked if instance of player turn, and of course if is not, it's not locked, return. Usually plugins, usually Spigot or something would put in the console to nag the author of a plugin if they're using system.out. So let's say alright, okay. So here we go, import that. Actually, what was it? Inventory? New items. Get old cursor will return to anyone. Okay. I see. I think. I don't know. I haven't really messed with system.out stuff. Okay. So this on drag event. Well, before I explain that, let me minus for size here, and same for here, I presume. So in this on drag event listener here, we're checking first off if it's not locked return. We don't need to do anything if it isn't. And then if it's not a player dragging items, then return, which it should be. And then we're getting the top inventory again and the size of the top inventory again. And then we're getting a set of slots that the items are being dragged through. And then we're checking if we're creating a boolean, and it's defaulted to false, where we're checking we're gonna set it true if the slots that are being dragged through contain a slot from the top inventory here, which is what this for loop is for. And if it isn't, then we return because there's no problem there. And then we check if the item stack and the cursor is an omni tool, and if it is, then we cancel the event. So let me try that out. Again, gotta stop the server. There we go. Just need to log back in, of course, switch scenes. Okay. Again, no problems here. You can't put it in there. You can put it in here. It's fine. Then here, can't place it anywhere. I can place it here now, which is good. Can't place it anywhere in this container. Same thing with this container. Just put it here. So now we're gonna check dragging. So obviously we only have one item, so we can't really check like dragging multiple slots. But if I was to drag it, hold down left click drag, doesn't work because it's in here. That's good. You can drag it anywhere in here, and the first slot I click on when I drag it, it'll go to. So let's click here and drag. It goes there. Let's click on a slot here, drag it up here, puts it there. Good. If I put it in any of the slots up there, it won't let me drag it into it. Again, we gotta check shift clicking, pressing a number key, and swapping off ends. So, yeah. Why should we do that? Because we already have an inventory click event up here. Inventory click. Close the server down. Okay. I guess we could check for click actions. Get action. Inventory action. On inventory action. I mean, sure. I normally just try to name it after like the event name, but I guess if I was doing that, I should on inventory drag, right? The method names don't matter too much, especially for this. Inventory action. Let's see. Go and stack. Move to other inventory. Okay, then get click. Let's check click type. Click type dot. Here we go. Shift left, shift right, swap offhand. Right, so this is if click type equals click type dot left, click dot left. So all of this is if they left click on a slot, which I should also do right click. Right, there we go. Actually, I could probably make a list of all of them. Let's say final set click type. Slot click types, right? Static slot click types goes set.o. We'll do click type dot left, click type dot right. What other ones would count as that? I guess drop. No, we can check drop separately. So I'm not sure. Maybe there's only those two. We'll have to check later. So we got the click type. We got a way to check if it's left or right clicking. So we can return. Okay. If click type equals click type dot number key. Right, event dot get. I think raw slot would still work for that. So perhaps. Okay, you know what the problem is you just get cursor. So maybe we should just not check the click type and instead say if cursor is null, then set it to current item. Right. If cursor is null or if cursor get type is error cursor, and we'll just rename this to item item equals event.get current item. There we go. So we'll try that first. And we might need to say, like, if it's error and they click a number key, we might also have to do that. We might have to do that, yeah. And click type. Number key, and I think swap offhand as well. Alright, let's try it. Let's give this a shot. Alright, let me check my key settings, right? Yes, okay. What if I did Control mouse 5? Control mouse 4. Wow. So now I can say Control mouse 4 for Minecraft, Control mouse 5 for IntelliJ. I should do it. Pretty cool. Okay, let's go ahead and okay, so that's all right. So what we just did is we basically inverted what we want to do. We don't want to be able to number click it in there. Instead, we can't number click it out. No, what if I did this? Okay, yeah, we did the opposite of what we wanted to do. Alright, welcome back. Okay, how do we want to fix this? What I'm trying to do right now is trying to adjust this method so that we can also check for number key and swap offhand buttons. But as of right now, it prevents us from taking it out of the inventory through those methods instead of into the inventory. So this is a currently clicked slot, so there will be error because we're clicking on the slot, the top slot with our number key, or our swap offhand button, not it's currently in our offhand. Cool. So get current item is never going to work for these two. So okay, let me Google. Okay, I see. Need to just say if it's a number key, then item equals player get inventory get item from the get hotbar button, right? Yeah, we should do it. I think. And else if look type dot sub offhand, then item equals player dot get item in offhand. It's actually final player inventory. Let's do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this. Okay. Right. Start that back up. Yeah, I'm not too sure what you're referring to. I assume. Yeah, it seems a little hacky to me. Like I probably wouldn't do that. But you know, I'm sure you got what you're doing down. Alright. Yeah, there we go. We can no longer swap into a chest with our number keys. We can still swap it out anywhere in our inventory. And we still need to check for shift click, of course. Let's check. Yep, can't switch it from our offhand to a chest either. We could still swap it out anywhere in our inventory though. This is good. Interesting. Do you know what you're working on? Is it like a specific plugin, or are you trying to make something like a server from scratch? I see. What's going to get? Current item. What do you want? This is what we want. So once we do this, which I think is ridiculous, I don't want to do that. Interesting. Sorry about that. I always forget to switch scenes. I didn't do much though. When I didn't switch scenes, all I did was add this third check here. If it's shift left or shift right, let me set the item to the current item that's in the clicked slot instead of the cursor. So basically, you're checking the cursor first, unless it's one of these click types, and then you check if the item is Omni tool. Okay, alright. Shift click? Oh, man. Okay, it's doing the opposite of what we want. So you still take it out of the chest if somehow it gets in there, right? So that's good. We're gonna have to cancel drop as well once we're done. Okay. Right, okay, so it's not gonna check correctly here because we're not clicking on a slot that's in there, right? So let's go ahead and do this, right? Say if I click type, we're gonna check up here instead, right? We get the main stack item. Interesting. See, I'm not even sure what you did. Okay. See, I'm not really. In my opinion, it seems like you're doing a lot of extra work or something that you probably don't need. Of course, got to change scenes again. Okay. So what I did was I removed the check for shift left and shift right here. I redeclared item up here. I moved click type up here, and instead of checking down here for shift left and shift right, I moved it up here inside this if statement. So this is checking if we're not clicking in the top inventory. So if we're clicking in the bottom inventory, then we will return unless the click type is shift left or shift right, in which case we define what item is and then we check if the item is an Omni tool, and if it is, then we set it to canceled. And then yeah, so we're gonna try that. Well, you see, you're making a plugin, right? But you want to make a skyblock core that you can turn into really anything. Well, see, that's what I'm doing essentially. First, I'm checking if they click in or out of the top inventory. This is if they click out of the top inventory, then we're checking if they're holding shift and clicking left or right click on the shovel in your bottom inventory, because if they do that, then it'll move it to the top inventory, and that's what we're canceling here. And if they are clicking inside the inventory down here, then first we are setting it to the cursor. That means that they're holding the shovel or the Omni tool. And if they simply left or right click, then it'll cancel if it's the Omni tool that they're holding. But if they click a number key on the top slot in the chest or the top container, if they click a number key, then it'll cancel if the item is the item in that hotbar slot that they clicked. And then same thing with the swap offhand. If it's in their offhand, when they click on a slot in the top chest, then it will cancel as well. So that's all I'm really doing. Yeah, so it sounds to me like you'd want to check out Mindstorm. Although I think Mindstorm has actually stopped being developed for some reason. It had a really good thing going for it, and then I don't know what happened. Because with Mindstorm, you're not just making a plugin, you're making the entire server from scratch as well. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's pretty good project idea to have. I was gonna make something in Mindstorm myself, but I don't know. It's still a lot of work to figure everything out. Okay, first off, yep, can't move it from the offhand slot in there. Can't move it with a number key slot in here. And can't shift right or left click in there. I can't place it in there, can't drag it in there. Everything works. I can't move the Omni tool in any way into the top inventory. Yeah, I know what you mean. But it does seem like a perfect tool for, say, Skyblock, in my opinion. But yeah, anyways, so we've completely prevented it from being put in a container, which is a good thing. We just need to stop them from dropping it, and yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna make another method here, another listener. Drop player drop item event.get item drop. By realm, do you mean world? Because that also might not be a good idea to have a world for every player. If you're going to do a world per player, you should definitely look into Advanced Slime World Manager. It's like a fork of paper, I think, that lets you dynamically load and unload worlds when a player or user joins. I think it's what Skyblock or Hypixel uses. Something similar to that, at least. There we go, that's the drop. And I'm going to make a separate boolean in the omnitool.yml to keep Omni tool on death. Turn the Omni tool to the player who dies. Go ahead and do this here. There you go. Right. So like plot squared where the islands are just like spaced out. Is that what you're saying? I believe Superior Skyblock uses that. Superior Skyblock 2 does that. Boolean keep on death. To refer to the Omni tool level. What do you mean? Keep on death equals. I mean, where do you see that? Or like, where in the code are you referring to? Tool.level. No, I'm just doing Omni tool level here. And I'm not doing an enum because each level is configurable. So level 0, you have wooden pickaxe, wooden axe, wooden shovel. Level 10, stone, stone, stone. People can change it, you know. No. Besides the material enum itself, I'm using, so each level has 3 Omni tool types, one for pickaxe, one for axe, and one for shovel. And the Omni tool type, so actually, yeah, tools is an enum itself, pickaxe, axe, and shovel. But it's not like the material type, like wood, stone, and whatever. So you pass in that and the level, and then you go here. The Omni tool type itself has all the different, has the material and, you know, whatever else is configurable. Yeah, so each configured level is stored in the Omni tool level manager, right here. So you have a tree map for integer and Omni tool level. So say level 0, and then you have an Omni tool level at 0, and that will have each attribute for each tool here. If that makes sense. Okay, my computer is stuttering a little bit. That's fine. Yeah, we'll have custom enchants later on, but it won't be level specific. The player should be player who is involved in clarity method for getting the player, not really needed except for reasons of clarity. Get entity is, which one's the one who died? That's the hope, at least. there's not a lot of good prison cores out there, and my hope is to release one that is good, that people will turn to and not have to worry about, like, having to find a bunch of other stuff for it. Because it's also, it can get expensive for a good prison core. Okay, get player. I guess this is just player the type. Funnel player equals, right? If keep on death, return. Get drops. That remove. Okay. List and stack drops. Was event get drops. Right, there we go. Or item stack item drops, right? If omnitool.is omnitool item, then I want to item stack omnitool equals item break. Actually, how do I want to go about this? What if I did a stack of item stacks? Omni tools, because what if they have multiple omni tools in their inventory for some reason? Alright, no worries. Add item. So omni tools dot for each drops item, drops that remove item. So you can say that we actually don't even need a stack. It could be a list. Right. So the drops, we don't need the player in there. Cool. So event set drops. Nope. Okay, how do we remove? Actually, does this return just so all the items will drop immediately dies? Right, okay, so this doesn't return a new list with the items in it, it just returns a reference to that, so it should be fine. I'll just do that. So what we do is we loop through the drops, the items it will drop, and then we make a new list for the items it will drop to put our omni tools in, and then if it is an omni tool, then we remove it. Now the real problem is getting we need a map to store all the omni tools that are dropped. Map UUID list item stack, right? Dropped items, okay. Dropped items equal new hash map. And then we say or actually, what if I say get items to keep? Maybe this will actually be easier than I thought. Okay, items to keep, we just add that. Given the item on death, means that would be in note you die. Okay, yeah. Alright, that's much better. We don't even have to have a map. This is great. We don't even need a respawn event listener. We just add the omni tools to items to keep. And I assume we remove it from the drops as well still. Tools for each. Add real. Okay. This should do it, I think. You just gotta give it a try. Play this event. Remove the Omni tools from the drops and add it to the items to keep. And it should just give it back to them when they respawn. That was a great method. That I feel like they didn't used to be there. There you go. Okay. Drop it. Yep, can't drop it. Good. They drop other items, can't drop that. Gotta, okay, good. Can't drop it out of my inventory. Nice. And then if I die, let's say... It's the world spawn right here. Okay, and then if I say spawn radius 0, okay. I'll do that. Yeah, great. I have my Omni tool still and it didn't drop on the ground. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. That's great. You know what we didn't do though? We didn't update our config to have that option in it. I mean, it defaults to true, but still, we should add it to our config. There we go. And now, alright, so that's in our config. We can go ahead and see. We can't move that. We can move anything else, right? I'm gonna go ahead and disable lock so we can move it around. Astra reload. And there we go. Look at that. We can move it around just fine. Shift click it. Shift right click. Amazing. But if I die, I should still have my Omni tool, my items. There we go. And what else? Let's go ahead and turn off keep on death, right? Let's turn that off as well, right? Reload, and then die. Yep, drop it. And it does drop on the ground. Awesome. Awesome. We love to see that. Everything's doing great. So let's go ahead and keep moving on, I guess. Stop the server, set config back to true for those. Okay. Alright, on death. On drop, yep. Great. Amazing. Okay, actually, let me check this. Yeah, I figured paper edited it. Man, that's great. Great paper edition there. Great job, paper. I commend that. That's great. Because before you would have had to make a map of people who just died and store all the drops you want them to keep in it. And then you'd have to make a respawn listener and give it to them when they respawn. And who knows what would happen if they chose to leave the server instead of respawn. I guess to circumvent that, you'd have to turn on immediate respawn, the game rule. Or you could do like... No, I think immediate respawn would do it. Okay, lock listener is all done. So yeah, that's great. We're pretty much done with our Omni tool, besides enchants. Actually, I was gonna make a command. I just thought of it. I want to make a command for the Omni tool here. Commands. Omni tool command. Extends breaker command. Implement the methods here. Create our matching constructor. Super. Okay, name Omni tool. Description. The Omni tool admin command. Aliases. We'll say Omni tool admin. Sure. Great. Yeah, it would work if people decided that they didn't want to keep it on death and they wanted it to be tradable, which is my goal here. My ultimate goal here is to make it configurable. So you keep on death or lock it to the inventory. So either one. AH is another thing entirely because usually you could just hold the item and then type a command, it'll remove it from your inventory. I'm not sure what I can do about that, unless I hook into specific AH plugins and prevent it. I'm not sure what you mean by if. Yeah, I could, but I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I think Ed Prison had their own AH at one point. I don't know, really. But let's focus on this OmniTool command here. Literal command. What I want is to do command source stack base and ignore the class. There we go. Turn base build. So literal command argument, literal argument builder. We're gonna build base build. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll make a an auction house module later down the line. I haven't never made an auction house before, and also I'd have to hook into like Volt economy and other stuff. I'm thinking of making our own currency module as well, so we'll have to look into that as well. But I don't want to get too complicated. Exactly. Yeah, I've done Volt before many times. It's just I don't really want to get into it. I think right now, at least. We'll see. I'm sure I'll look into it at some point. So turn commands dot literal name, right? What's up here? Okay, it really needs to stop using the wrong one. How is this? Okay, this is really weird. Okay, what's going on here? Let's look at here. Okay, these are all papers commands were stacked. Argument. Yeah. But you know what? I think commands is the wrong one. Yeah, there you go. No? Come on. What is going on? Yeah, paper. So, get rid of you. There you go. There you go. That's better. So right now, the OmniTool command is going to have another help command. This is copy. Except this help command is going to be... Actually, this is going to be the base. The base is going to be the help command. What I'm going to do is say give, and then give player, right? So this will be argument player string argument type dot word. There we go. And this needs to be required argument builder. There you go. And you give need to be give. Okay, so base, and then it'll be give, and give will say then player, give player. So this links to give, and give links to give player. And say requires permission requirement Astra.admin. Okay. Oh yeah, we didn't test commands when I'm not opt. Just realized. Should be fine now. So base requires Astra.admin. That means these ones you can't run without Astra.admin either. So say executes context. Sender context get source get sender. Sender instance of player. To make a start permission. I guess the start permission is kind of like Astra.admin. Although I might not make every command available through Astra.admin. It's a little different with paper, I think. I don't know if they have permissions allowed in the paper-plugin.yml. But I just know, at least with Brigader, you put the permission in through the node rather than the command. So that's also how you can do permission for subcommands. Alright, then we'll have to see. I'm gonna have to do my own permission class to check or something. We'll have to see again, as I said. Okay, so if it's a console sending it, then we have to say astrolog log astrolog level error select a player. Okay, and then here we will say if they don't select the player, we'll just give it to the person who typed the command. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's just still the start, but I'm glad that we've got as far as we have on the OmniTool. I'm glad we were able to get the NMS method for it. I'm quite proud of that. Despite it not technically being like original code, you know. But, you know, there's only so many ways you could do something. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Player dot add item. Get inventory, add item. OmniTool dot get default OmniTool. There we go. Send message. New color dot serialize. Chat serialize. Very good. We got a new Omni tool. Sure. I think after this, maybe I'll work on configurable messages, or maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'm not sure, or whenever our next stream. Actually, this isn't correct. We need to. This is the help method. I'm doing this wrong. This all goes underneath in this method. There we go. That's what I wanted. This one is the help method. Change. I'm gonna go ahead and make more messages here. There we go. OmniTool commands. OmniTool shows this information. OmniTool give a player a new OmniTool, and that's it. OmniTool shows this information. Give the player a new OmniTool. Yeah, I get that. I would like to make my own library for certain things, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Actually, before I started streaming a couple of days ago, I haven't coded anything really in a while. Just have been not really feeling it. And I haven't had any commissions for like small plugins, so. Sort of. Player, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would say more like your own application. I mean, it's all code, so it's, you know. First off, dot suggests. So there's online players. This suggests online players. There we go. You know, I could just make this a static method. Protected static. Protected static. Yeah, that means I have to fix it in. No, I didn't use it in there. Gator command. There you go. That's much better. Don't I have to do the permission requirement? No. No, it's fine. Okay. Context. So here, string player name equals string argument type dot get string context player. So this is how you get the argument that they passed in here. So you use the same, string argument type, and then you get string. You pass in the context that you get from the executes method, and then you pass in the name of the required argument, which you put in right here. And that's all it takes. And you got the player name here. So we could say player target equals, and I'm gonna target name bucket get online get player target name. If target is null, then we have an invalid player on our hands. Final player equals final command, no, final player equals context get source get sender sense of player okay, you know what, cool. I have to get into patron admin here at some point. It's just a pain, in my opinion. Boolean is player not equal null. If is player, you send message mini color chat serialize red invalid player target name. Astra log Astra log level.error invalid player target name. Yeah, I mean the math behind it is interesting, but yeah, there's a lot to menus, at least how I do them, and it can get really complicated and just kind of a pain. That's why I've got burnt out on making them a lot. Okay, so we already checked if the target's null. If not, we're going to say target get inventory add item omni tool get default omni tool. There we go. So now we're going to say player. Actually, we're going to make another method for this. Private void give player omni tool player final player target final boolean silent. Actually, we're just gonna put sender. And sender target name. Alright, and then we're gonna put in all of this code into this method down here. I'm gonna put this stuff in there as well. Okay, so this will say give player omni tool sender target name false because it's not going to be silent. If silent, turn a target send message mini color dot chat serialize. Okay, you were given a new omni tool. Okay, I'm going to say if is player send message mini color dot chat dot serialize green. You gave white target get name and a new omni tool. There we go. And then if silent, then return. If not player, then Sherlog.log, Sherlog.success. You gave target name a new omni tool. There we go. And now we're done. All we need to do is make another here, right? Give player silent. We're gonna say literal. It's gonna be a literal. And we'll put -s for silent. Not gonna suggest anything. It's gonna be a literal argument builder. Okay, there we go. So it's gonna do the same thing as the method above, except it's gonna pass true in for silent. And then this is gonna say dot then give player silent. There you go. And that's our command done for now. You just need to register it. Omni tool module. We have our listeners. Let's get our commands in. Huh, interesting. Okay, we can test this out now. So we got our new jar in. Just gotta start server. Go. Join the server. Switch server on Minecraft. Good. Okay. Show X. Big X. Now I want to say Omni tool give mantis, and you can see now we have -s as another optional argument. So we do give. You got a new Omni tool. Yep, got a new one right there. It's great. This one, switch to shovel because why not? And then we'll do another give mantis. Right, give mantis a new Omni tool, and then you were given a new Omni tool. So there's my new one again. And then switch this out, make it an X. And then we're going to do -s just to test it out. You gave mantis a new Omni tool. Yep, I didn't get the second message saying that I got, and that I was given a new Omni tool because it was silent. It was given silently. So there we go. There's some Omni tools here that we don't actually need, but we have. Can't drop them or anything either. And if I die, right, I keep all of them because that's how we coded it. Yeah, very cool. Again, can't drop any of them. They'll just be added back to our inventory. it'll turn into paths, but no, I didn't make it switch to a hoe. I only made it switch between these three: pickaxe, axe, and shovel. So now we can clear it, and now I can get myself an owning tool without having to rejoin. I suppose what you... Yeah, and it's optional as well. Suppose we could do on right click as well. Like if you right click a block, it'll switch to the right tool for that as well. Think we should do that? I don't see why not. It's just the interactive event, we just gotta update it. Omni-tool module. Scenarios. Update. Yeah, probably wouldn't be necessary, but we can definitely try it. If it's not equal that, or action not equal action dot right click block. I'm definitely curious to see oh sorry, and it's not equal that. I'm definitely curious to see if it'll go from a pickaxe and make the grass a pathway block if I was to right click the pickaxe with the grass. So I definitely want to, I'm just curious to see what would happen. Oh, there's my dog. Okay, so server again. Definitely won't be necessary, but you know. Okay, we should, I kind of want to get into mines. This is saying if it's not a left click block and it's not a right click block, then return. It's the same thing as saying if action equal to left click block or action right click block, then do all this code. Yeah. If I was to put this as or, then it wouldn't work. There's a yellow underline there. It says condition not equal at left click or not equal is always going to be true. Server is done. Back in, switch scenes. Just trusting you can see the scene. There we go. So we got a pickaxe, right click. Ooh, and it does. Hey, cottage, welcome in. Glad to see you in. This is Cottage. She's also a streamer. Although she's been not recently though, but you know, she'll be back to it. I'm a mod for her channel. She's a good friend, I would say. I hope you have fun with your D&D. So yeah, that answers my question there. No. Nothing of the sorts. But yeah, it does work, right? So if I right click the grass with a pickaxe, it'll turn it into a shovel and then tilt it into a pathway. But that also will change it into an axe if I right click a chest, so I don't think we need to keep that. Yeah. It'll just change it into an axe whenever you right click it, right? So just shovel, you right click, it's an axe now. So maybe we should just keep it how it normally is with just left click to change it. I'm sure buttons will work. Alright. Got that. Yeah. We'll just turn it to a pickaxe. Unless it's a wooden button, which then it would probably turn into an axe, hopefully. Right. It turns into an axe, turns into a pickaxe. It's turned into a pickaxe as well, which is interesting. Right. And again, I don't know why grass turns it into an axe, but it's fine. I don't think anyone's going to be mining grass with their Omni tool. It's very cool. Omni tools are very interesting. Okay. I need more hunger. Isn't there a game room for hunger? No, guess not. Okay, I think that is good. It's good for that. Let's go ahead and switch back to IntelliJ here. Yeah, let's just go ahead and remove the check for right click block. We don't need it. Yeah, that's what I did. I did that earlier, but I think it removed it for some reason. Given is saturation infinite 255 true. Yeah, see? Infinite. Okay, great. Right. Wonder what would happen if I enchanted this, right? Yeah, keeps the enchant. Very fun, very satisfying. It's like an instant switch too. Like you don't even have to re-click or anything. You just mine away. Yeah, I would give more efficiency if I could, but we don't have a plugin for that. So it's just vanilla enchant command for right now. Alright, okay. What now? What should we do now? Yeah, I just didn't add it for some reason. Okay, so let me stop the server now. With my computer stops stuttering a little bit better. Okay. We're not gonna use any of those. We're not gonna use either of those. I'm gonna do the mines will be completely fake blocks. Speaking of which, I think we can definitely get a start on that. Although maybe. Yeah, it's much better for server performance. Because the server just sees the mine as empty, while the players see the mine filled with whatever blocks they can see. The only thing is you have to allow the players flight, or they might get kicked for flying because the server sees it as air. Yep, client-side blocks. All the big prison servers that have their own custom core, and with like hundreds of members, they all use fake blocks and private mines. So the private mine is just in one spot, everybody's private mine is in one spot physically, but they can't see each other, and they all have their own blocks and different size mine. Yeah, probably. But most prison servers allow flight in their private mine world anyways. So, I mean, you know. Okay, right. What are we doing? What am I doing? Yeah. Because it's just much easier to fly around your mine breaking blocks, you know? We could work on menus, although I really don't want to. Because I don't like menus. They're really annoying. Although they're easy for me, I just don't like doing it because it's been so repetitive. But we got this yesterday. We got size, title, items. We got the basic setup for it done. We just need to do like item click actions and stuff. Well, making this isn't a server. It's just a plugin for a prison server, and it's gonna be open source. All the code from before today, from all my live streams, are already posted on the repo in the link in the description, under the manage-recode branch. So you could go check that out if you wanted to. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of wanting to just work on mess around with private mines and or fake blocks at least. So Sue mines module, right? Let's create that. Omnitool build.gradle, copy that one over to the mines build.gradle. Again, dislike that it expands everything when you create a new module. Mines, SRC here. Omnitool, expand that one. Okay. Field, Astra, modules, npl dot mines module. Okay. Public static final not new string ID static ID equals mines. Move this parameter, passing ID right there. All right. That's all that. Did I make this a? Yeah, I made this singleton. So we make the constructor private. And we have our own get instance method and stuff. Right now, no, but we can add that as an option for sure. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard. All we need to do is add another required argument in our reload command to select which module to reload. So yeah, they have the ability to be individually reloaded. We just haven't added it into the reload command yet. And also, I'm not sure how it would work reloading one module if another module depends on it, you know? So we'll have to look into that, because, yeah. There we go. Okay, so in our main build.grow, I'm gonna go here, implementation project, modules, mines. Right, settings.grow. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to go over it another time. So this mines module is going to require us to do some more NMS code. So I'm going to have to go to our abstract stuff here. And in my other version of this plugin, I have an abstract fake blocks handler, right? Fake block handler. Okay, and what did I do in that one? Alright, this had set block fill region, sorry, I had set block in two fill region methods. So I'll just go ahead and copy those over. Like that. We need to import player, import not null, and I think block material is a custom class, as well as weighted list and shaped region. So we need to import, we need to add those to our class as well. This abstract only depends on NMS common, right? So let's go. So finally our NMS common module will have some stuff in it, right? So let's go ahead and add in all that stuff. So we have utils with our weighted list here. And this will be an interesting class, I feel, to go over with you guys. What I'm going to be making here is a class to have a weighted list. So each item in the list will have their own percent chance, right? So we'll have new package, right? Build Astra utils weighted list, right? So here we go, and we do as a generics as well, use generics. Weighted list, right? Let's make it final so you can't extend it for whatever reason. Okay, so this class is interesting. First we have 4 members. Right, final, not null. It's a navigable map, right? With a double key and an E value or a generic value. And this is our map, right? And then we have private, final, not null, random. Now we have private, double, total weight. And then we're gonna have a, nullable the default. So default value to fall back on. So public weighted list, right? Map new tree map? Yeah. Yes. Actually, let's just go in order here. We're gonna have final, random. So random equals random. So you can insert a random, and we're gonna have a public weighted list here. Stop map, new tree map, random equals new random. There we go. So this is our default constructor here, and we have another constructor to pass in. Maybe servers cost a lot of money, to be honest. I don't really have money. Hopefully when people use this plugin and they like it, they can donate, and maybe I'll open a server after that. I don't know. And now we're gonna make a copy constructor here. So what happens here is new tree map. What happens here is we're making a copy of the weighted list that we're passing in. Right? Total weight equals list dot total weight, and default equals list dot default. There we go. Very cool. So if we call this constructor pass a weighted list in, it'll make a new, basically a new instance of it with all the same stuff in it. Okay, and now we're gonna say, you know what, we could do a weighted list dot of method, a static method, public static weighted list e of e dot 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 not null, sorry, not null e element, and we'll just say, you know what, no, let's hold off on that for now, because then we'd have to also add an option to have a chance for each one of them, and I think that kind of defeats the purpose of just adding them separately. Okay, so public not null weighted list e default not null e, sorry, nullable e element def equals element. Return this. Mine crates. I'm not sure what you mean. Like, what would they be buying exactly? Add not new e element. Sorry, not final. We need that. We need public here. All right. Double weight machine equal to 0. Return is total weight plus equals weight, right? Not put total weight element. There we go. Yeah, crate keys. Yeah. I'm not making crates in this core. At least not right. At least not yet. Like we don't really have plans for crates. Is what I mean. Maybe in the future though. So people have to use another plugin to handle crates, but there are a lot of good crate plugins out there. I wanted to make a crate plugin, but I just haven't got around to it yet. Although this weighted list class would be great for a crate plugin. There you go. Okay, next or default, right? Like normal. Basically, you add something, you add whatever you want into it, and then you give it a weight. So like, I'll show you, or I'll try to explain it here in a second. Yeah, not a sorter, like it's like a randomizer, but except instead of it being completely random, each element has a specific chance to be called on, right? So like, imagine a reward, like a gift box, but each item in the gift box has a different chance to appear. Yeah, this is good for randomizing mines, like so each mine can have a different block in it with a different percentage of appearing in it, and it'd be good for crate rewards, you know, like you were mentioning. You know, I might just remove default from this. Actually. Default. If we not know. Actually, knowable, but I had a contract on it. Yeah. I'll show you. And because it's a generic, you can put anything in the list. So like any object you want, any custom object you make. Yeah, except it'd just be 120. Random item and then 20. So it'd be like a 20% chance. Okay. Let me get rid of default because we don't need a default fallback option, especially if you add you use next or default. Okay. Great. So our weighted list is almost done. There it is. This is just set default. Get rid of that. Okay. Yeah. This class is really fast in my experiences with it. So you just make a new weighted list. So here I'll show you. I believe I can do something. I can do a test method here in my. I can try to do a test method here. All right. PSVM. Okay. All right. So actually, I might not be able to because the weighted list is in a different class. Let me see. You can do this. Right. So. Right. Okay, there we go. So we could test it like this, right? So we did list string, right? Weighted list equals new weighted list. So here we go. We got list.add rarest reward, and put in a 1.0 weight, right? List.add normal rarity with 50% chance, and then list.add most common reward with a 100% chance, right? And now we can say int I equals 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. We could say list.next input equals, right? Or we could say reward s out reward if reward. Okay, we'll do next or default reward, and then we could try and run this and see if it'll work in IntelliJ. Yeah, exactly. There we go. So we have 10 different rewards here, right? Most common reward obviously was rolled the most times. You have normal rarity with a 50% chance called twice out of the 10 times, right? And I could say I roll I. So let's do that. All right, so we roll it. All right, roll 0, most common reward, and I'll make this 1 and go to 11. That way it makes more sense. So it's completely random each time. Common, normal, common, normal. You know, I could actually make this a bit better, right? Legendary, rare, common, right? I mean, it's for a lot of different. It could be a lot of different use cases, but you know, rare, common, rare, common, rare, and you're barely gonna get a legendary, right? Right. Int legendaries. Int rare. Int common. If reward equals rare, then rare plus plus. Legendary, right? So I'm just making a counter real quick to see how many of each we get. Total legendaries plus legendary. Am I spelling this wrong? What's going on? No, I don't think I am. Total rares. Total commons, right? Common, there we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and up this to from 1 to 101. See how long this will take. You know what? Let's go ahead and add a timer. Long start system current time host, right? And go all the way down to here. Long end equals system current time host minus start. Took calculations took and There we go. So now we can go ahead and run this method again. So we ran it 100 times. We got 2 legendaries. There you go. We got 27 rares and 71 commons. And it took 14 milliseconds to calculate all that. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty great class. I love this class, to be honest. Lots of different use cases as well. Yeah. And I think what made it take longer was these 3 string checks here, right? If I was to remove those, or better yet, comment these out, right? And comment these out. Then we could just go ahead and print out, right? Or they're just printing out. We're not checking what the string equals this time. Still took 14 milliseconds then. Never mind. Hello, yes, Astra will be packet-based. I was actually about to work on that. I was just going over what this weighted list class does. It basically lets you have a randomized list based on different chances for each item, right? So we have legendary, rare, and common. Common is 100%, rare is 50%, and legendary is 1%. And we rolled 100 different times, and in total we got 0 legendaries that time, 48 rares, and 52 commons. Well, I was working on, I think I was actually working on something like for this, something like this for exactly 4 mines a long time ago. And I was talking in the Cortex Discord help chat for a better way to make a randomized weighted list, right? And someone who isn't in the Discord anymore gave me the idea of using a navigable map, and that is how everything else, that's how it got faster, but it looked a lot different before he gave me the idea for that. So yeah, I mean, you could definitely use it if you want to. It'll be on my GitHub repo after the stream. I'll update it. Just remember, it's actually on there now, except for the few changes that I made by removing the default member. So it's actually up there now if you wanted to. Yeah. So it's our weighted list. We need, what else do we need here? We need our block material class as well. And I'm gonna look at that and see if we actually need that. Block material. Okay, yeah. So this is just like a wrapper for material to check if the material you input is actually a block material. So let's go. This is in utils.blocks. Sorry, blocks.block material. Right. Final, because you don't need it. Be extended. Private final material. Public block material, and then you pass in the material. Right? If material is air or material is block, then, sorry, I'm going to say this dot material. Then we will throw an exception, which I'm going to make. which will be outside of the utils class. Yep. So let's go ahead, new class. Here we go. So exceptions, and then make a new class here. Invalid block material exception. And this exception extends an illegal argument exception. So there we go. And then public invalid block material exception, super, and then public invalid material exception, final not null string message, super message. There we go. And that's all we needed for that. Okay, we go here. Say throw new invalid block material exception. Material is not a block. Let me say throws invalid block material exception. There we go. And of course, we can pass in. We can make another constructor here to pass in a block, like an actual block. Block, which should not throw the. No, we're not making any command here. Subclass image. No, basically what it'll do is when you throw an exception, you have an option to pass in a message to be like, what's wrong? And it'll print that out to the console along with the stat trace, I'm pretty sure. If you encounter the error. Get material. Return material. There we go. And that is this entire block material class done. Now we go here. Let's check on this, right? Block material, import, weighted list, import. And we need shaped region. So let's go ahead and make that as well. So in our NMS common module, we will have another nms.regions shaped region. So this will have this will be an interface, and it will have the method of not null list int. So it'll be a list of integer arrays of get locations. It'll be basically a list of coordinates, right? And that's all shaped region is. And then we're gonna make 4 classes now to make different shapes, right? Shapes dot, we're gonna do a cuboid shape. I think cuboid is the, sorry, shaped region, and then this will be cuboid region. I guess we could say, instead of shaped region, we could say abstract region. There we go. And this implements abstract region. I'm gonna implement that to get the locations. There we go. So this, ooh, this is fun. Okay. It's actually not a class. It is it's a record. So what that means is we'll have int start x, int start y, int start z, int end x, int end y, int end z. There we go. So if you don't know what a record is, it's basically if you were to make a class here, it's basically like a class where you have a constructor to pass in all these parameters, and then you have like getters and setters for them. Although I don't think you can get setters. I don't think it has setters. We'll see. But a record's a really useful tool. And you can even make your own constructors in them. So, or you can define a constructor with all the parameters to define what would happen with them. So, public void region. Let's go ahead and pass these in. So I'm going to copy these. Paste that in. I'm going to put final. Right, and then, so basically a record, these are all member fields, basically. So I can say this dot start x equals start x, right? There you go. Now that's defined. So it's basically making them for you. There you go. Okay, now we are making another constructor. And the reason we made this constructor, right? Normally in a record, this constructor right here is completely meaningless. But the reason I made that is so I can make another constructor here. Location, corner 1. Not location. Corner 2. That way we could just pass in 2 corner locations instead of all the coordinates. And this will say start x equals corner 1 dot get. Okay, first off, we have to import the right freaking location. Here we go. Corner 1 dot get block x. Start y equals corner 1 dot get block y. Corner 1 get block z, right? And actually we don't even need to do this. We can just say this, right? Corner 1 get block x. Corner 2 1 so get block y. Corner 1 get block z. Corner 2 get block x. Corner 2 get block y. Corner 2 get block z. And there we go. That's another constructor setup. Great. So now we're gonna make some methods here. I'm gonna make tons of like get methods. So public int min x return math.min x start x end x. Public int max x return math.max start x end x. Right, and we're gonna do this for each coordinate that we have here. Coordinate plane. Start y or min y. Min start y. End y. And we're not making getters for these specifically because they already have getters for them since it's a record. Right, so I could say like start y. See, there's the getter for it. It's already made. Now I'm just making extra getters for to get the minimum and maximum of each one, or the higher and lower of each one. And z turn math.min start z and z. public int max z and math.max and start z and z, and there we go. Perfect. And now this is also a little interesting. We're gonna collect every block within the corner 1 and corner 2, and we're gonna put it all in a list here. List int locations, new array list, and we're gonna return locations. So what we're gonna do is a basic for loop, min x I less x less than x plus plus, right? For int y equals min y less than max y plus plus, and we actually have to make this less than or equal to, so it's inclusive to the you know, or int z equals min z less than or equal to max z plus plus, right? Now we're gonna say locations dot add new int, and we're gonna say x, y, and z, just like that. So there we go. That's all done. And this, I always hate this method of looping through a 3D coordinate plane, because it's so nested. It just looks really bad, in my opinion. We could theoretically, you know, get rid of all of this. We can get rid of all of the brackets there, and that would do the same thing, but I don't know. I don't know if I like that, to be honest. Just gonna keep the brackets there. Okay, so there we go. We have a cuboid region that all we need to do is pass in a start and an end point. It could be a straight line, it could be just one cube, which I don't know why you would do that, or it could just be any cuboid region, or rectangular region. Right, so we have that, and now we're gonna make another 3 shapes here. Let's make the next basic shape. Let's make a sphere. Let's go here. Spherical region, although, no, let's call it sphere region. Right, and this again is a record that implements shape abstract region. All right, this has a x, y, z, and a radius. Right, the x, y, z is the center of the sphere, and the radius will help us get every block around the center in that radius. So first off, we need to make our constructors with a final not null location, final int radius, right? Radius equals so all right, yeah, we're just gonna see what we did first. Sphere region int x, int y, int z, int radius. This dot x equals x, this dot y equals y, this dot z equals z, this dot radius equals radius, right? Okay, and now we're gonna say this location get block x, location get block y, location get block z, and then radius. There we go. Okay, and now we don't have any extra methods to make, since there's no min-max. You know, there's not 2 different xyz's. It's just the one. in the radius, and those already have getters, as you recall. So now we're gonna go work on this method, and this method's a little bit different than the keyword region, obviously, and we'll go over that obviously in a second here. So this is still gonna have 3 for loops. We're gonna say int I equals x, right? X minus radius specifically. I less than or equal to x plus radius. I plus plus. Here we go. For int j equals y minus radius. J less than or equal to y plus radius. J plus plus. And now one last one. Int k equals z minus radius. K less than or equal to z plus radius. And k plus plus, right? And now obviously, we actually have a little bit of math here to do. Double distance equals math.pal x minus I 2 plus, okay, wait, plus math.pal y minus j 2 plus math.pal z, okay, sorry, z minus k 2. So there we go, there's our distance from the center, I presume. If distance is less than math.pal radius 2 and distance is less than math.pal radius minus 1 2, then we say locations.add new int array of I, j, and k, and we're done. And that's how we make a spherical region. There we go. A bit more work than a keyboard region, but it's not too complicated. A lot of it is just, you know, I don't know, geometry. Okay, so that's done. Now we want to make, let me just uncomment these since we have shaped abstract region. And let me make this like this so I can actually see it. Chat's in the way. Make it a little more readable too. Here we go. Awesome. So this method we will set one block set to something, and then this method we will fill a region with one specific block material, and then this method we will fill the region with a randomized list of block materials. So that's what we're using this class for. And now we want to make, there's this like a couple more shapes to make. 3 more shapes to make. Let's make a cylinder region. Right, and obviously I don't think we're ever gonna actually, nobody's ever gonna actually use this, but I mean it's okay. It could be good for enchants actually. So actually, yeah, never mind, forget about that. It could be good for enchants. Like a drill. You can have it mine a cone shape down if you wanted. Or just in a cylindrical region down. Or a bomb could be a sphere region, cube, it could be a cone, it could be, you know, whatever. So yeah, cone region. And a record. Okay, cone region. Actually, okay, yeah. We could do that one first. I forgot we were doing cylinder. I said cone too much and then I just went to cone. Okay, this one is also just an XYZ radius, right? Technically, we could just take the sphere class, or sphere record. Okay, never mind. It can't extend another record, I don't think. Alright, yeah. Int x, int y, int z, int radius. There we go. So now let's go ahead and copy over from the sphere our two constructors, since it's the same. Cone, region, cone, region. There we go. And now this is where it gets different from the sphere. Final list int locations. You know, it could be better than calculating all this in the get locations. Calculating it in the constructor, which we could probably change afterwards. We'll probably do that afterwards, after we're done with all the shapes. Or just do it real quick now. In a bit. New array list, right? So here is final int diameter, which is just equal to radius times 2. All right. So now here we go for int I equals x, I less than x plus diameter, I plus plus, or int j equals y, j less than y plus diameter, j plus plus. Yep, and then of course u plus diameter, k plus plus, right? Okay. If math.pow okay, sorry about that. Math.pow I 2 plus math.pow k 2 plus math.pow. Oh wait, no. So if I to the power of 2 plus k to the power of 2 is equal to j to the power of 2, right? Then we say result dot locations dot add new int jk. There we go. Let's say make a keyword region. And then we return locations down here. So yeah, that's the difference between a cone and a sphere. The sphere, you have to check. For the cone, you use diameter instead of radius. And in the for loops here, you have x minus radius. You start at x minus radius and end at x plus radius. And y, z. And then you check the distance of x minus I to the power of 2, y minus j to the power of 2, z minus k to the power of 2, and you check that against the radius to the power of 2 and the radius minus 1 to the power of 2, and you add, and then you add that. All this is just from x to x plus diameter, and then you check if I to the power 2 and k to the power 2. So you check if x and z, right? So you check those planes are equal to the power j, the y plane, to the power 2. We add that to the list. Which again, we should do a final list int locations, right? So we can just do this here. So we don't have to calculate it every time we want to get the locations for it. So we could say private not null list calculate. Let's actually just say, let's go in here and rename list to calculate locations, right? So it'll calculate it. And then we'll have another one to get them. Get locations. There we go. So now we will have another. No, I don't need to make it static. We get new methods here. Then we will return new array list of locations. And then it's that simple. And then up here we will calculate it. Or we'll set locations equals calculate locations. Locations equals calculate. Or no, we don't need to put in this one as well. This is easiest field is not allowed in record. Okay, well that's fine. We can simply, maybe we can say no. We could just make these not records. They don't need to be records. It's nice, but you know, it's hindering what we want to do right now. Private final int x, y, z, radius. We just do that, right? And then we see the method to get all of them as well now. Public int x, return x. Public int y, return y. Public int z, return z. Public int radius, return radius. There we go. Simple as that. And now this we can make it final. So there we go. Now we can calculate our locations in the constructor rather than having to calculate it every time we get it, which will cause performance. And then there we go. Done that. We need to update this one. Public class. That. Final int x, y, z radius. Private final not null list int locations. Locations equals calculate locations. And now we need to make the method to get it. Public not null list int get locations. Turn new arrays locations. And I also need to make the getters for that as well. But you could just copy over from there. Maybe we should put these underneath the override methods there. There we go. That's all done. Sphere and cone are done. Let's go back and change cuboid. Final class. I'm gonna have to put this back again. Private final int start x, start y, start z, end x, end y, end z. Okay. Private final not null list int locations. Again, locations equals calculate locations. We have all those, of course. You know what? We didn't add overall to this. There we go. And now let's move these to below here. Public int start x and start x. Start y. Start g, t, and x, and x, and y, and y, and z, and z. There we go. There we go. Convert all of them back to classes from records, so that we can have the locations list here. There we go. That's good. All right, 2 more regions to add, or shapes, I should say. Let's go to the cylinder. Cylinder region. Final class implements abstract region. Implement those. Private final. So this requires x final int xz radius start y and end y. There we go. And now we can say private final not null list int locations. So public cylinder region int xy final int z final int radius final int start y final int end y. X equals x, this dot z equals z, this dot radius equals radius, start y, end y, and location equals calculate. Okay, let's make getters real quick. Public int x, return x, public int z, return z, public int radius. Radius public start y, turn start y, end y, turn end y. There we go. Locations, we can go ahead and roll that out now. New array list locations, and now here we go. Now we gotta calculate them. List int locations, new array list, return locations. Here we go. So to calculate a cylinder, we're simply going to, oh yes, let's make a min max min y turn math.min math.max start y and y. There we go. So first we're going to loop through the y plane here, int y equals min y less than equal to max y plus plus. Okay, easy enough. Now int I equals x, I less than x plus diameter, which we're gonna have to look here. Diameter equals radius times 2. I plus plus. Now again, for int k equals, or j equals z, k less than, oh sorry, j less than z plus diameter, j plus plus, there we go. And now all we're gonna do is, occasions add new int I, y, j. She could, no, yeah, so this is what we're doing. There we go. We've done a cylinder. Pretty easy stuff. Now let's go ahead and copy this for the pyramid region. I'm gonna make a pyramid region. That'll be our last one. So the pyramid is gonna have, instead of these, we're gonna have a start x, end x, sorry, start z, end x, end z, and a y. So here, start x, start z, end x, end z, and y. Right, index, and x, okay, and z, and z, and y is equal to y. There we go. Now that's already set, and now go down here, change all this. Min x, turn math on min, start x, end x, max x, and copy paste these for z. Okay, now let's make a y. Get y. Right. Now we're gonna make a public int start x and start x, int end x, or start z, public int end x, turn end x, public int end z, turn end z, and of course we have the y method down there. Okay, now we just need to change this up. And this right. Okay, yeah, this isn't a for loop this time. I mean, there are for loops, but right, int y, right. We need that int min x equals min x, right? Max x equals max x. Min z equals min z. Min max z, max z. Okay, so while min x does not equal, does not equal max x, or min z not equal max z, right? So there we go. For int I equals min x I less than equal to max x I plus plus, for int k equals, we'll do j, equals min z j less than equal to max z j plus plus, locations dot add new int, we're gonna do I, y, and k. Actually, I think we need an int y. No, why not? Instead of k, it's j. Okay, so as the for loop, so we're gonna add every location for that layer. If min x does not equal max x, min x plus plus and max x minus minus, right? If min z not equal max z, sorry, it's not a plus, then again min z plus plus and max z minus minus, and then of course after all that we say y plus plus. There we go. That is our pyramid region. Pretty simple stuff there. And then of course return locations. There we go. That is all done. Oh man. So it'll start, the base will start, the base of the pyramid will start at y, and then it'll go up from there. And as it goes up, the minimum and maximum blocks go down one in size technically, and then it adds those locations each time, and that's making a pyramid. So now we have cone, cuboid, cylinder, pyramid, and sphere. We can use all those however we want a bit later on. So now we have all those. We have all the regions. We have there are 2 extra block utility classes that I haven't added yet, but we'll get there if we need them. So, alright, what's next here? I presume we're now going to go into our NMS class here. And we're going to make a fake block handler. Implements abstract fake block handler. I'm going to implement those methods there. We already have those. We just need to, okay, we need to import all of these. I don't know why it chose to do this. Wonderful. There we go. Import that. Import the weighted list. Remove all this stuff right there. Okay, let's go ahead and expand this a little bit. Expand to condense it. Expand it vertically to condense it horizontally. Okay, and again we need our finals in here. There we go. So let's work on set block. Final block state goals craft block material dot get material dot create block data. Right, and got get state. You are errored because it's the wrong block state. Figures. There you go. Block pose. I assume that's what it is. Yep. Block position. New block pose. We want location get block X, location get block Y, location get block Z. And that's that. And then craft player dot get handle connection send packet new client bound block update packet with our block pose and our block state. Okay, you must be the wrong block state. Okay, alright. Yeah. Block state. Nope, stop implementing that one. Need you. And we need should be a craft block, right? Why is get state returning something from why is it returning an org.bucket.block.block state? I guess it's because it's a craft block, right? In the other code, it's using the NMS block state, not the org.bucket bucket block state. So that's interesting. Right. Huh. Okay then. That works, I guess. Oh man. Okay. Field region. Block data. Sorry, not block data. Block position. Block data. Block data map. This new hash map. Okay. Now Look. What is this? What data? Data equals material dot get material, create block data. Okay, here we go. Region, get locations for each. Here we go. Block data map dot put new block. Okay. All right, so that's why we need those other two block utility classes, because one of them is block position, because we can't have the paper's block position is an interface and not what we can use to create new so we need to make our own essentially. Yeah. So let's go make it a common for NMS. Utils blocks new block position implements position. I assume from paper. Implement the methods. Here we go. A lot of different methods here. We got the offsets. We got two block. We've got block X, block Y, normal Y and stuff. Private final int X, Y, Z. There you go. Public block position. Nope. This will have final int X, final int Y, final int Z. This dot X equals X, this dot Y equals Y, this dot Z equals Z. Public block position, no, stop. I'm literally typing in the name of this class, not another class. Not no location, corner, location, right? This location get block X, location get block Y, location get block Z. Okay, block X return X, right? And return Y, and then return Z, return X, return Y, return Z. Is block. Is it true? Is fine. False. Okay, offset. So returning a new position. I'm going to return a new block position. Start X plus X. Start Y plus Y. And start Z plus Z. There we go. Find position. Okay. I'm not sure what they expect you to put for two block here. There's the block position of this position. Oh. It just returns a different block position. Returns this. The block position here extends position. Alright. So we could do that. Could just extend block position. Or implement this one. Okay, right. And that one doesn't have. Go here. Block X. Oh, so they have block position implementation and find position implementation as well time. Alright, let's try and use that. Instead of making our own, because that's just annoying. MS, versions, here, make block handler. Okay. Block map data, put new position implementation. Oh, okay, well that's why you can't access that one, so we do have to make our own. Good thing I didn't delete it yet. Okay, right, so this block position, just go ahead and yeah, right, and then we'll go ahead and implement these X, Y, and Z. Much better. There you go. So much better, and we can do we don't need a block find position since we're not implementing normal position, unlike the last time I did this. Loop 0, loop 1, loop 2. And we pass in the block data as well. Go return, nope, not return. So now that we have the map populated, we're going to say player send multi-block change the block data map there. And this is an API method, it's not even NMS. So that's cool. And then I suppose we could just make this a block position and not the abstract one, right? Yeah, there you go. It'll still work. Now for this one, it'll be the same as this, except the material will be different each time. So we're going to have to create the block data each time. The material will be next materials.next for default material.stone. Alright. Block material.stone. And we'll go into block material and we'll create our public static final, not null, block material stone, right? It'll act like it, you know, except it won't be. Stone equals new block material dot stone. And we'll put it in try catch. No, block material exception ignored. It shouldn't throw it because stone is okay, you know what? What should I do? I don't know. New block material No stone. And you don't have to be that, you can just do that. Like so. Okay, and there we go. And now your bot data will be randomized for every location. It's actually material default, right? Default equals material.stone. Just default it to stone if this does not turn out right. Next, and next is nullable, right? Yep. So if material is null, what's that? We'll do that. Oh wait, no, that's not how it works. Okay, and then we'll just say we want material not equals material null. If it's null, then it's def. Otherwise, it's material dot get material. Here we go. And we don't need def. We say material.stone. Then we can pass in mat.create block data. There we go. So this is if it's null, then return material stone. Otherwise, return that. Yes, there we go. We're all done. We have done our fake blocks. At least setting them. We haven't made them interactable, which is a whole other thing with packets. So yay. We're gonna have to continue this another time because it is late. It's been another 3-hour stream. So I think, yeah, I mean, I've been streaming for how long total today? Let's see. Yeah, last one was 3 hours, 48 minutes. This one is another 3 hours, 10 minutes. It's like 7 hours. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, everyone who did, including the previous stream today. And we'll see you next time. I wasn't very talkative in the end there. It's just been a long stream. Just been mindlessly coding at the end there, pretty much. But if anyone has questions, you can ask me during the next stream, and I will explain something a bit better, hopefully. And yeah, I think that'll do it. Remember, Discord is in the description, so you can always join that as well. Get notified whenever I go live to work on this plugin. And yeah, see you next time.